welcome back to GMNC. And as promised, we have Lynette from Austral Accounting. Girl, how are you doing today?
Good morning, good morning.
You're looking good.
Thank you very much.
100%. Before you tell us that we should pay something, yes, it's month end, we always have to pay, but just tell me more about your work environment, because I see you have something that looks like a great team and it looks like a great working environment.
Yeah, so I have a wonderful team at the moment.
Yeah.
My team is young.
I love that.
They're all qualified and busy doing their articles and busy doing, some of them are busy with PhDs and all the rest of it. So I have a phenomenal team that backs me up in everything that we do.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? I wouldn't be able to sit here if it wasn't for the team back in the office that actually gets things done. So kudos to them, and they actually do need a shout out. They're amazing.
Because I was actually looking at your advert, I'm like, why didn't I get the Lynn chocolates? But anyways, that's a story for another day. So today we're talking VAT payments, registration requirements, and the pitfalls of VAT. Girls, please tell us what is VAT in the first place, and then let's go down the road.
Okay, so VAT started in 1991 when we moved from the GST to the VAT system. Now, VAT is all around the world. Everybody's got the same kind of system, not exactly the same, but the principles are the same. We recently moved from the 14% to 15%.
Even
and we actually are on the lowest scale of the VAT. Most of Europe has a VAT rate of 20 to 27%. So I know that we think we've got it hard by paying 15% VAT, but compared globally, we're still on the short side. So how it works is that when you trade as a business, you can voluntarily enter into the VAT system, okay, so a voluntary registration, or it could be made compulsory to register. So the cutoff lies with voluntary registration. You need to do an annual turnover of at least 50,000 Rand.
Okay.
But you are forced to register once you do R1 million per annum. So roughly about 83,000 Rand a month in turnover, which then forces you to get into the VAT system, where all your goods and services are then subject to VAT at 15%. You collect that money on behalf of SARS and then pay that over minus all the VAT that you've spent. So it's a tax that actually keeps on making more taxes, if that makes sense, because you're spending VAT, you're spending it with me, and I'm spending it with the next person. So it continues to grow.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
So it's a very clever system. The problem is that people don't realize that it's quite onerous on a business owner. You have to be quite sharp with your record keeping, cash flow management, because you can either pay VAT every 2 months, monthly if you're a big client, or farmers pay every 6 months. So you need to know your cash flow and work accordingly. The other thing that people don't realize is that once you're in the VAT system, it is quite difficult to deregister out of it, because they don't realize that there is that VAT liability sitting when they deregister. So you've purchased let's say assets, and you've claimed your VAT, and in 2 years' time we don't have a business anymore and we decide to close it all up. There is a VAT liability or an exit VAT that you need to pay on the assets that you actually retain or sell. So it's not a claim or situation where all those assets just get absorbed and kept and there's no VAT liability at the end of it. So there's that. There's quite a few different aspects of VAT that is quite intriguing. A lot of people will tell me, you know, I go and do my shopping and there's an invoice, so why can't I claim the VAT? Yeah, it's not quite as straightforward. That's why you have accountants, so that they can advise you where you can and can't claim the VAT.
I like that. That's true.
So when you go to a restaurant, yes, they have to charge you VAT because they're a VAT vendor, but nobody is allowed to claim it back as input VAT because that's what the VAT Act says. So It's all those little things that you need to be aware of. But I mean, VAT is quite expansive. We look at import VAT or import duty. So when you're importing goods, you're allowed to claim that import duty as input VAT.
Okay.
When you buy a vehicle, for argument's sake, you're not allowed to claim the VAT if it's a passenger vehicle.
Oh.
So no VAT claim there. So it's all these little things that make it actually a minefield, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Because can I, no, can't I, why, you know, it really becomes very important to know the lay of the land in the VAT sphere. So when you talk about registration is very easy.
Okay.
The biggest issue at the moment is making sure that your information with SARS is updated and all of those. And the deregistration, on the flip side, is actually quite difficult because that could take anything between 6 and 9 months to deregister.
Oh.
So registration is quick, getting out is
difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult. And I think the other thing that when we talk about VAT, it's just so important to make sure that all your documents are correct. From the onset, your record keeping and your documents is paramount. When we do get VAT audits, because that is now becoming more frequent, for argument's sake, we've just got lockdowns in all the hospitality industry.
Yes,
so
yes.
what we find is that their turnover has been going fine and then down to the
Dipping,
bottom.
yeah.
So all of those things are being tracked by algorithms. So the minute you submit a VAT return, it's coming back for a review from SARS's side, and we have to give those documents over to SARS for inspection. And the problem there really is that if those documents are not in place, you know, you're in for a hard time in any case.
Well, Lynette, so tell us about the great offer that you have for our viewers.
Okay, so this week, if you're finding that your business needs to register for VAT, remember average of about 83,000 Rand a month. We will help you with your VAT registration and give you 6 months of zero subscription, so that your record keeping is 100% from the get-go.
Wow. Thank you very much for that, Lynette. I know it's always important to have a chat with you because people don't realize how important to actually have an accountant to actually assist you with that. So after the break, we're going to be closing off with a video, but for now, it's the weather and surf report with Haley and Dion. Thank you very much. Thank you.